I'm going to talk about the Rockford Files, and that's James's dinner for today. Looks wonderful. I'm going to read a poem first of all, and then get on to the review and stuff. And James is going to come out. He did his cancer treatment earlier today, so he's still waking up. It's hard for him to be awake actually after his treatment. So anyway, I'm going to read I think it's called a Stambotto. It's a Tuscan form, poetry form, and this was an assignment that James had given me. He told me to fill this form in 2020, and I did, but now today I decided to fill it again. And so this is September 17th, 2024, and this is Respectful Racoons. I'm going to try to sing it, so we'll see how it goes. The raccoons on my deck last night were so annoying. They upset my chihuahuas, boy, they got them going. The raccoons weren't upset, I thought that they were toying with my pups, but of course, there's no way now of knowing. They were surely raccoons, but what had they been doing? Were they searching for food? Were they in lawn chairs chewing on my lettuce or something else they found attractive? I was mad at my pups, who simply were reactive to those rockin' raccoons who really were too rowdy. Were there dozens or two? In any case, too many. So I walked right on out to give a friendly howdy. Though I'd flicked on the light, I wasn't seeing any. In the light of the morning, I did some deck inspecting. There was evidence there of how they'd been respecting me while digging around. They left my lettuce growing. If they went away full, the damage wasn't showing. So, oh, there's a little bird who came to visit. Hello! It's a little, what do you call it? Chick. It was a, what do you call it?
Chickadee?
Nope. The other one with the long little nose and the red-breasted nuthatch. It was little red-breasted nuthatch. Meep, meep. Meep, meep, meep. And there's lots of them now. I can hear a bunch over there. You can hear them too, eh? Yep. So, anyway.
I'm hearing the chicken.
I didn't do a great job singing my Stambotto, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Rockford Files Season 2, which I was enjoying yesterday, and I kept falling asleep. I'd wanted to do something in the early evening, and, well, you know, I'm not an early evening person anyway, so I really shouldn't plan to do anything in the evening, because I can't. That's not when my body wants to be awake. So, anyway, it certainly doesn't want to be awake at midnight or 2 in the morning when those raccoons were fussing with things. But honestly,
what were they doing?
Well, you know, I think they were going after the bird seed I left out, because the bird seed all disappeared. Well, and back here too. It all went. And they were digging in that plant pot beside you, and they knocked over these plant pots here, but nothing got damaged or anything. It was fine. So, oh, and they knocked over like they went from the lilacs or back to the lilacs or something, probably back to the lilacs actually, when I opened the door, when I turned on the light. Like, they were bothered by the dogs. Like, the dogs bark and bark. First Elvis, because that's Elvis. And so I first went and shut the window, because I thought, oh, okay, well, there's somebody outside there on the west side of the house. That's always my first assumption, is, oh, there's just somebody over there. And so I shut the window, and no, he still was going. And then I heard clunk, 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 and I knew it wasn't from that side then. I knew it was from here. Like, because it's hard to tell sometimes. You're asleep and you're like, oh, there's clunking going around outside, but you don't know where it's coming from. And so Elvis was like, no, let me out there. So, okay. Then Opie said, yeah, we got to do something about this. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. So I opened up the door real quick. They went out. I locked it again because, frankly, I didn't want to listen to the barking, but I didn't know what was out here, right? And so anyway, eventually they wanted back in, and clunking continued. The raccoons weren't bothered by the chihuahuas at all. They were. You'd think they'd be scared off. No, they did not care. So clunk, 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 lots of clunking, lots of noise, and I'm like, what are they doing? And then finally I realized, wait a minute, it's raccoons, because when humans are on the deck, they don't make all that racket, really. So anyway, so I knew it was raccoons. So I turn on the light, dogs run outside, I come out, and nothing there. And then when I went back to bed, no clunking. They decided, oh, I guess that's it. Or, well, they didn't find anything else. They'd taken care of all the bird seed, it looks like. And
I think they're really acrobatic.
Yeah. Oh, I think they are too. They're incredible.
Because you saw one in my yard.
Yes.
Kind of along the fence.
It was running on the top of the fence, and I didn't know they could do that. But like, I knew it wasn't a cat. It looked big. And in the night, we went by James's place in the night, and yeah, it was running. I could see the silhouette of it running across the top of the fence between the neighbors to the south and James.
And so
incredible.
It might have been that night. I heard huge bustling and stuff like that in the yard, and I'm going, that sounds way too active to be a skunk.
I know. And, well, they're pretty big raccoons, really. So, yeah, they make quite a racket.
I took those croissants over there.
Oh, they would have loved that.
I left them outside overnight. This was
well, they were in a plastic container. Before. They should have been fine.
Yeah, I made sure I wasn't thinking about anything. Yeah. Close them up. Come out in the morning. 2 of the croissants had been chowed down on.
Oh my gosh, you left them out there.
Croissants were on the ground.
Yeah.
Opened up. Yeah. That's when I knew it was the raccoons. They've got those hands.
Yeah, they do. They can open anything.
Well, so they'd opened it up.
Well, they had a good meal. Of them. That'll learn you.
Well, they didn't have a great meal because they only ate part of the croissants.
I wonder what scared them off.
I don't think they were scared off.
Oh, they just didn't like them.
No, they didn't like them. I don't know. We came back last night. I left the 2 that they chowed down on.
And
I brought the other 2. They were all gone.
Yeah. So they did like them.
They liked them.
Maybe they were just full. They'd already eaten out of somebody's garden. Because they'll dig.
Or garbage or whatever. You know. So.
Yep.
I've eaten much of the croissants.
And, you know, they were talking about birds that work cooperatively as a group to try to get things, like food or whatever, and get some sort of reward. You know, they work as a team. In this bird brain video we were watching that PBS put out. But raccoons will work as a team like crazy. They're incredible.
Well, I think they were. I think this was 2. Maybe one of them held the container while the other worked away at the top. Because there were 4 different chup, at least 4, maybe 6.
Yeah.
And they'd gotten into the... I was thinking, skunks. And I went, because, you see, I didn't put it on the ground. I put them on top of the dog cage.
Yeah, that's up pretty high.
No, skunk.
They stay on the ground. I haven't seen them up.
And a cat wouldn't be motivated by something.
No, not at all.
That vegetarian. So now there's some butter on those things, I think. But
oh yes, very much.
Yeah,
there's probably more butter than there is flour in those things.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's amazing. I
can't see.
I remember looking at a recipe for croissants once, and thinking, how in the world do they stay together as bread? You know, why don't they just melt right apart? It's just it's an art. Really, the French did turn cooking into art more than any other culture. As much as a lot of French food is absolutely revolting, it's still impressive as an art form.
I guess. I don't know. I'm impressed about it, but not as impressed as I suspect they are.
Yeah. Anyway, so what was I going to talk about? I got distracted by the raccoons. Lots of raccoons. I'm still very tired. I tried to get some work done today, but I'm just like...
It's kind of been eventful for us the last little while.
Yeah,
having to do with animals.
Yeah, it's interesting that I had a raccoon experience and you had one just right
I think everyone is right now.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's raccoon season. I don't know. Okay.
Getting my tongue a bit.
Oh. Yeah, it happens when you're tired, especially.
Well, I just finished a treatment. So
yeah, I know.
Not so much tired, it's just a little dopey.
So James and I watched some Rockford Files together, which is not common. Usually he's in the living room reading and sleeping. Yeah, a lot of sleeping. It comes with the cancer treatment.
So, and age. I'm just having cancer, whatever.
Yeah, and all of those things probably. But anyways,
I'll take it.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm living at least.
And when you are awake, you're really living a lot of the time.
We've done some amazing walks. So there are not a lot of 7-year-olds that do.
No. So the Rockford Files.
Man, Guy, I'm telling you, I'm glad I don't have weapons. I'm not the kind of person that has weapons.
Yeah, maybe it's a lucky thing that Canadians don't have as many weapons as
someplace.
People in other cultures.
Understand, we have as many as Sweden per capita, apparently.
Well, they probably do a lot of hunting too.
Yeah, someone was saying, how come Sweden has such a high murder rate?
Murder rate?
By comparison with Canada. I don't know, and then I checked it out. Apparently their gun laws are approximately like ours. It's just that people do these sorts of things. That's stereotyping a society, right? Oh, they're pacifists, therefore they have really, really tough gun laws. Stupid.
Well, whatever. I've never thought about it, I guess, but I've never heard about Sweden having a high murder rate. I wouldn't think that they would have.
Well, we're getting a higher one now.
Yeah.
I was saying to Pauline the other day, they've been talking a long time now, well, several years, about how Canadians are going after guns because they're doing more gun crimes and because they're getting mail order guns from the United States and stuff. No, it's because we don't keep track of, so far as I know, crime and ethnicity and stuff like that.
Yeah, we just have a higher immigration rate.
We've got folks coming from places with extremely high violent rates, crime rates, murder rates.
Yeah, but anyway,
we should be keeping track of people who maybe not once they become citizens, but definitely when they're on probation, as it were.
Yeah, and really people shouldn't be fast-tracked into citizenship if they're refugees, if they have refugee status.
No.
They just can be fast-tracked into work visa.
Maybe, I don't know. Why should they get work over people over here?
Well, if they're going to be here,
they got some skills.
Should be working.
Well, they should be, but they shouldn't get work over people who've been here. Like, say, indigenous people whose ancestors have been here 10,000 years.
Well, then you just have more people that are long-standing Canadian citizens who are taking care of refugees that aren't working. That wouldn't work at all, James.
What wouldn't work at all?
Well, you turn Canadian citizens into slaves for refugees, is basically what I'm saying.
Well, to a large extent they are anyway, so...
Yeah, well, that's not good.
Well, I know it is.
Give work visas out.
Well, just so long as it's understood. But one thing that shouldn't be allowed is... Germany tried this around 2000. well, if kids are born here, then they're citizens, and all that sort of stuff. I think they allowed that.
Well, no. If you have people that come in on work visas, their children are not citizens if they're born here. Their parents have work visas, and that's how it should be. It shouldn't be, oh, you just apply for citizenship and you get it. No, you should have a work visa, and that's basically your probation. You might have that work visa for a long time, 10 years or something, before you can even apply for citizenship. But
I don't think the first generation or second generation should get citizenship at all. Just based on performance. Actual, like, does it work? No, it doesn't. Because they find out second generation, particularly for particular
aggressive
groups,
cultures,
revert back to, too many of them revert back. So, like, maybe most of them don't, but enough do that it can't be automatic. It has to be. People get monitored. Oh, that's awful. No, it isn't. What's awful is when people don't get monitored and they do things like 9/11 and where the idiot who almost killed Salman Rushdie. Well, that's just not fair. I ran across a guy 2 days ago, a Christian from Iran, converted in Iran. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to mention where he lives. So whatever, because his life is in danger now. But he's saying the place where he worships, he's telling them, I'm not enthused by open immigration from Muslim countries. Why? Because he knows his life is in danger.
Exactly. Why would he? Yeah.
Oh, they're going, oh, no, like, it's a tolerant culture. Yeah. Wake up and smell the coffee. This guy knows.
Yeah.
He was raised in that culture. Yeah.
But I do think that if somebody who comes to Canada and they're on a work visa and they're working well within the society, they don't have any problems with the law, they have children, their children should get the same public education that Canadian citizens get, and then when their children turn 25 years of age, like their children can get work visas when they're 18, and then when their children turn 25 years of age and they've been raised within the society, their parents have never had any problems, they've never had any problems, and I think then they should be able to get citizenship pretty easily at age 25.
Maybe that's should be. Although maybe like third generation shouldn't be allowed to get it automatically. Again, I don't think anyone should be allowed to get it automatically based on being born here anymore. If they come from somewhere else, we should start right now. It automatically, and it not change for them. Like anyone from, let's say, 2025. 100 years from now, their children have to grow up, show that they've been raised properly. If they're not, they're out of here. The kids are.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's just not working.
No.
It'd be great if things like were really free and easy and working, but they're not.
Yeah.
I said after 9/11, that's a long time ago now. We are the last refugee of the refugees. It's in Western Europe, England, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, United States. That's about all. We're not anymore. Not after Salman Rushdie. Nope. We're all in danger from various scummy belief systems.
Yeah.
So anyway. I believe in multi-ethnicity. That means it doesn't matter what your race is, what your color is, what your nationality is, but I don't believe in multiculturalism. I do not believe in letting Nazis or commies into democracies. They don't believe in democracy.
you believe in multiculturalism as every single person on the planet has their own
maxi-culturalism.
Yeah.
But I understand, if I get a maxi-culturalist, like I don't believe, maxi-culture means you don't belong to a dictatorial group. You are your own individual culture. If you're not, and you belong to an anti-democratic group, in other words, that believes in stomping other people's maxiculturalism, you don't belong in a maxicultural society. You've got to be stopped from coming in here. If you're here, you've got to be sent out gently, but sent out.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rockford Files season 2. We enjoyed it. I actually think that this actor is pretty handsome, and so he's not bad to watch. And I like there's a lot of humor with this show. So he's a private investigator out of Los Angeles, and he lives in a trailer and works in the same trailer. He's not well off, and
although he was driving a fancy car for a while.
Yeah, but it's not really fancy.
No.
It's a pretty hot car, but it's brown, and so it's not really fancy, right? And there's just right from the first episode in this season, he was limping around, and every time somebody had asked him why you're limping, then he gives a different answer. So it's it's just funny all the way along, right? It's like a big joke. And I did fall asleep a few times, but honestly, I don't mind that. When there's a lot of scenes where there's car chase and stuff, it knocks me out. I just go to sleep. I don't know why. Other people, it seems to excite them.
Because you can control the volume. We're hearing things the equivalent of car chases out here. That's why. It's actually it's mild by comparison with the stupid stuff that's happening out here in real life.
I'm not sure, but it puts me to sleep. It's like Scooby-Doo. When I see the whole group running around in circles or whatever, bang, I'm out. It puts me right to sleep. So for a long time, I'd say, the Scooby-Doo is the cure for insomnia. It's really awesome for me. I can click it on and I'm out. So,
a little bit different for me. Mine was golf on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, maybe a lot of people.
Lining up this shot. Yeah.
Yeah, the quiet talking and everything. Yeah. But no, that wouldn't do it for me. That'd just make me get up and do things probably. But Scooby-Doo, yeah.
Sometimes baseball is that way for me too.
So same thing with this car chase scene. Boom. I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
But really, I don't have problems with insomnia anymore. I just I'd sleep a lot.
Well, when a person gets a little bit older, my experience is over 40.
Yeah,
all you got to do is eat a little bit.
A woman in the neighborhood, she has wanted me to go walking with her in the afternoons. And I've tried to say, I walk in the morning. And she's a nice lady. And I'm going to try to walk in the afternoons, but I don't know how well that'll work out for me because basically I sleep in the afternoons. I'll make some food, watch some TV, I'll write a little bit of poetry, and then I'll get tired. I fall asleep, have a little nap. And then I wake up, I write some more poetry, eat a little something, and watch some TV, and click, I'm out again. And so basically my afternoons are like working and napping and just going like that and just keep I
think that's the way people should work.
I don't know,
this thing about people working theoretically 8 hours a day fueled on coffee, I don't think is healthy for people.
Well, I can't do that anyway.
And I don't think coffee is really very good for brain functioning.
No, I don't think so either.
I know one person who was kind of almost like hooked on Red Bull.
Yeah.
And I am telling you, his brain just didn't seem to function very well. Very nice guy.
Well, and he managed to, what does he have, his PhD now?
Working for his MA.
Okay, well, whatever. He's getting there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, anything to talk about with Rockford Files?
Let's just see this. Well, that's a pretty good picture of James Garner. Funny thing is, he looks Irish, but at least on his dad's side, it's got to be German. So his real name is Baumgartner. I'm not kidding you. It should be.
I don't think it really is.
Okay, that's not off the internet. It's off like a biography.
Really?
Baumgartner. Now it's probably Baumgartner.
Oh.
And things change when people come through customs.
Yeah.
The classic example is Bob O apostrophe Bilovich. Well, when you hear Ovich, you're going, well, that's Croatian or Serbian or something. But when his ancestors hit Canada, I think he's a Canadian coach, maybe American, but hit the New World, they were going, what's your name? Oh, Bilovich. Oh, we'll put O apostrophe as though it's Irish. A lot of ignorance. You'd think people in customs and stuff like that, immigration, would have a little bit of education about languages, so on and so forth. Anyway, it would be Baum, B-A-U-M, I'm pretty sure. It means tree. And Garner would be short for Gärtner or something like that, which means gardener in German. I suspect it's German. That sort of stuff. Anyway, yeah, he's a handsome kind of guy.
Yeah, but he's not really made out to be like a big stud in the show or anything.
No,
like there, at one point, they had a big stud come up the beach. I don't know if he was a surfer or a lifeguard or something, but he came up and he was being nice. You know, he was nice, lovely, flowing blonde hair and big muscular chest, and he's telling Rockford, he's saying, you know, it's. You gotta go sleep it off somewhere else, kind of thing. Like Rockford had just gotten beat up and he was laying there, and so the guy was just thinking he was a bum who was
beaten up a lot,
who was passed out. But so I mean, you see some eye candy, and really he's not supposed to be it. You know, he's not supposed to be a big stud, but it's entertaining. I don't know.
The thing I like about him, he's actually a less is more kind of actor. I think he basically, you know, he does play. Hollywood produced a fair number of them. The guys who kind of play these light, well, he's made to do romantic comedy. Now he's getting a little bit older in this.
Yeah.
About 40 years ago. So.
Sure.
But, so handsome guys, like, who are example? Clark Gable. Although he was not so much in romantic comedies. A Cockney guy, Cary Grant. You know, like handsome guys play like comedy. I don't think Rock Hudson ever managed to do anything like that. But you look at him, like one time he's cooking scrambled eggs for his dad, his fake dad, his screen dad, and he's talking all the while.
Yeah. You know, he's a regular.
Another time he knows how to do it. He's arranging his, you know, all the while he's talking, he's kind of like buttoning up his shirt sleeves, putting on a coat, and all that sort of stuff. It's hard to deliver lines, much less to be doing all this other stuff. So he does it like with a relaxed ease. He's kind of like a pro, and I suspect he's dead now. I was just thinking it might be Baumgartner. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the Garner part, but they definitely took that first part off. They had to. You know, like I don't believe in people changing their names.
Yeah,
but that one,
he wouldn't have gotten too much. Well, you never know. I don't. It certainly would have been memorable.
Some